Today I wanted to talk about the fact that we all go to hotels and we might all have a favorite brand. So some of us might choose the Ritz-Carlton, others Four Seasons. You know, it's all because like we have familiarity with the brand and we are loyal. We like going there because we know what we're going to get. So when the operator created the brand guidelines to have some brand identity, they really wanted consistency throughout their brand. And that is because they wanted to create familiarity throughout the guest. Today, when you travel to a hotel, to a destination, you really want to have a sense of place. If I'm going to New York tomorrow or Riyadh the next day, I don't want to have the same experience. So a sense of place is very important. So again, those brand guidelines for each hotel are really, really good because they create, like the quality of service, the quality of the amenities, and most important, ensuring that the guest journey is really excellent. So those brand identity and the consistency that it creates inside the spaces, the aesthetic, sometimes that you will see carried through the different brands, creates the trust with the guest, and then it ensures the brand recognition. As I said earlier, familiarity with the brand, you know it, you feel at home, you want to go back there. So how do we come as designers to create a unique destination? How do we create that? And that is really through storytelling, yeah? So for each project, for each hotel, we like to create a very strong storyline. So we create unique places. We inject creativity, but yet we still preserve the brand identity because that's what brings the guests back to this brand. So it's very important. We at OBMI are designers of storied places, but how do we tell our stories? And today, I wanted to take all of you with us as if you are in our studio and designing with us. So this is the big roadmap. Don't get scared. I'll take you through every step. So we want to create this overarching concept. We do the contextual analysis. We apply our OBMI core values, and then we create this unique storyline that really takes us through the hotel. So first, contextual analysis. You have a project in Riyadh, you have a project in Dubai, New York, some other places. Let's understand where we are designing. We look at the physical, historical, and social aspect. So the physical aspect is very interesting, and it can be a source of like a lot of ingredients for the storyline. You can look at, the landscape around, the environment, the weather, how is the weather, and the fauna and the flora is very interesting as well. At the moment, we are designing a hotel in Costa Rica, and I must say the fauna and flora is a big source of inspiration there. Then there is the historical, and I think historical is always a big source of inspiration. Of course, you can look at architecture heritage, but you might have, some figures, historical figures that inspire you. It could be a writer. So all those elements, we take it on board because we want to stay very authentic to the location and respect, the culture. Then the social. Of course, the social is super important, and it's how people get together, how they interact together in this location, and what is important for those local people in this location, any tradition or culture that we want to take on board and celebrate throughout the hotel. Now, another part of this story building is to really look at the OBMI core values. We always keep in mind those 4 main points. So authenticity. Authenticity is extremely important to us because that's what really gives you the sense of place, yeah? So how do we look at authenticity? You will look at different elements. Having authentic material from the location, looking at what type of stone you might find, woods, any source of inspiration within the location that you can pick on. The craftsmanship is very important. Like we did some hotel in Morocco, we work so much with the local craftsmanship that it's almost like you can leave them design it, you know? The sense of space, the culture, we touched on this earlier. We want to create this in and out, you know, connection where there's no limit between the surrounding and the interior of the hotel. We respect history, as I said before, and we want to be timeless. Now, the guest. And it's almost the most important as well as part of the journey, because who is our guest? And we can only create a best journey if we understand who is the guest, so that we can respect their background, their culture, and understand the sensitivity of these guests. So we start first looking at the guest profile, the age group, and their background. What is their culture? What is their routine? What do they like? And then we look at the guest journey. So throughout the hotel, it has to feel like a full experience, yeah? So from the moment you enter the hotel, the moment you arrive at the port cashier, you are welcome. And as Pooja said, every brand has their own little thing and touch so that they can welcome you in a very well way. Then the arrival, the first impression as you enter the hotel, that's super important. The check-in, what type of check-in we're gonna have? Is it gonna be like this smart technology on pods where you can do it very easily? Or is it gonna be a one-to-one interaction, more personal, where you're gonna sit at the check-in desk? And then also ensuring that it's easy for the guests to move around the hotel, you know, so having this easy movement. The amenities, different amenities you may find in the different space of the hotel, which creates also the journey. Every space has curated amenities. The room experience, which somehow needs to be a bit more personal, close to the guest. And then, very important, this emotional engagement. The social areas, you know, are where we want to create memories, long-lasting memories, and maybe other lounges where you have more privacy, more intimacy to have a one-to-one connection. And the departure. The departure is one of the very important points as well, because we want our guests to leave and remember us, yeah? So, the next point, very important, is sustainability. And let me tell you a bit more about OBMI. We are a Caribbean company. We have been here for 88 years old. And being in the Caribbean, sustainability is very important because you could not survive in the Caribbean with the harsh weather if you were not sustainable. So that's something that we really want to inject in all our projects, and we think about it very much. So what is sustainability and how do we approach it? What we keep in mind when we look at this? Sustainable sources, so using local sources, of course, not shipping it from very far from around the world. Energy efficient, so you're thinking, you know, of this energy-saving lighting, smart thermostat. It's good as well to think about the openness of the hotel, to have a natural ventilation. And then the use of the material, the furniture you're using, trying to select smart so that you can reuse this furniture for a long time so that they don't become bad. The well-being through sustainable design, so it's very important to have natural light, greenery, so that you feel well in the space and avoid any toxic, products. And water conservation, we all know about this, ensuring that we use fixtures that don't consume too much water. So then, wellness. And how is wellness different from sustainability? They are all very much linked to each other. So it's a very interesting point. For me, it's really your connection with nature. And I think nature can give a lot of wellness to the guest. It gives your body a calm spirit, but your mind as well. So how do we bring this inside the hotel? The five senses. Because once your five senses are awakened, you are back in touch with the nature. The sight, so we think a lot about the views, even as interior designer, how we frame the views, how we beautify the views, yeah? The sound, imagine when you enter, you hear this little water dripping from the water feature, but also ensuring that we have the good acoustic so that everything works together. The smell is very important as well, and a lot of brands will have this special smell as you enter the hotel, so you are inside its atmosphere. The touch, it creates this sensory, emotional moment, you know, because imagine you touch the wood, it has this rough connection, the fabric, the different material around the space. It will really connect you with the space. And the taste is also something that we look a lot inside the hotels, even operators. We try to incorporate a lot of F&B points, food and beverage, so that it's always all around you. So your senses are awakened all the time. So, and vision and storytelling. How do we do the inspirative narrative? You understood already, contextual analysis, and then OBMI core values. And once you weave all those elements together, you get your main storyline. The storyline is the backbone of, of the hotel. And it's really what takes you through the hotel. So imagine you come to the public areas, F&B, wellness, spa, and the room. It has to be the same stories, but told in 2 chapters. So it doesn't mean each space look the same. They will have their own identity and thing, but they will be part of the same story. So as I said earlier, we've been designers and storytellers for 88 years in the Caribbean, and we've done few projects that I would like to share with you. We've worked with a lot of operators, different operators around the world, and we are trusted advisors for them. So the Royal Mansour. If no one knows this property, I don't know why, because it's became one of the flagship projects around the world in terms of luxury, hospitality, and the level of services. The Royal Mansour in Marrakesh was the first one that opened, and now they open many others, and we created the brand for them. What is the story behind this hotel is that actually the king wanted to do a guest house for his VIPs, and what we did is we created this very authentic interior. You remember when I told you authenticity, working with the local craftsmanship? You see the sellage mosaic and all the details on the column and the ceiling. It was basically developed by those local artisans that came and actually kind of design everything on site and put the mosaic on the floor. It was very inspiring. So this hotel is very well known, and again, you can see the inspiration in the Musharabia in the spa, where you have this contemporary take of it, and those little courtyard where you find your intimacy and comfort. Another hotel which is quite interesting, and I was talking earlier about local heritage, respecting history, the Fairmont Tazi. Okay, this hotel actually, it was a palace, it's the Tazi Palace that was existing, and the client wanted to convert it into a hotel. So basically what we had to do is really to respect what we had. The people of Tangier really loved their palace, and we didn't want to, forget about the past. So what we did, we really, really respected the existing structure as architect, and then what we did coming to the new extension, we used the same language, the same color scheme that they already had with a contemporary take. And when it comes to the interior, again, this seamless indoor and outdoor that I was talking about, you bring the same language throughout the interior, and that's how you create a sense throughout the hotel with the same storyline from outside to inside, with a lot of respect for the heritage. Another palace that we have been working on for the renovation is a conversion actually to a hotel, is Alhambra Palace. I think we work on this with different people, and again, it's respecting what we had, celebrating, understanding the locality of this project, and really embellishing, you know, in all the details, picking up in the patterns that we can find locally. This is the villas, the private villas that we have also developed. And a very high luxury service. This hotel was developed with a boutique group. And, oh, that's very interesting. This is the spa where you can see on the left, you have spa pods, which are really private pods with the vitality pool in the center, sauna, steam, your treatment area. So a lot of exclusivity in this hotel. Another hotel, just to give you other ideas of how much things can be different, is the Fairmont Giza. So this hotel obviously was developed with the main view on the pyramids. And the client really didn't want something typical, you know, it's like, please don't give me the pharaohs and the pyramids like everyone is doing, as you can imagine, and give me something different, but still with, you know, an idea that you're in Egypt. So we developed, for example, the guest rooms where we pick up on the pattern that we found in the Egyptian culture, and then we celebrate those patterns. You can see in the carpet, very light touch of those patterns. In the headboard tapestry, this tapestry was made just for this client with an artist, so that was a great celebration as well. The bathroom connecting to the bedroom with those sliding panels to give you privacy as well as required made the room bigger, and the client was really happy about that. Last but not least, we have Casa Al Sarab Amani restaurant. This just opened last November, and you can see how it's located in front of the desert, and it's a beautiful location that exists for so long. I'm sure most of you went there already, and we love this location, and we want to respect where we are designing. They developed this infinity pool, and next to this infinity pool, they wanted a special restaurant, yeah? So what happened is the client wanted everything to be facing the desert. All the seating should be facing the desert so everyone can have the view, like it's a theater, yeah? So the way we developed the interior, we had some different seating area. Everything had to be extremely comfortable, you know? And so very large seats with a lot of comfort where you could have your snacks and everything. And then at the back, we step up the seating so that everyone can watch the view all the time. You can see we develop also this kind of mirror at the back of the seating area so that it reflects this beautiful sunset that you have. Another type of seating with little touches of, I'm done. And the last but not least, the beverage counter. Thank you so much, sorry. Every place has a story to tell. Let's talk about yours.
Thank you very much.